Hi, and welcome to another edition of Hardworking Trucks News and Views. I'm Senior Editor Tom Quimby. So I want to talk about the Jeep Gladiator. So I was there at the 2018 reveal for the 2020 model year Gladiator. That's when the vehicle was being reintroduced. Of course, it had come out in the 60s, right? No, throughout the 80s. And so here it was, right, being reintroduced there at LA Auto Show for the 2020 model year. And wow, really resembling Wrangler. And Jeep made it clear they're really trying to appeal to that Jeep fan base. And that is something to keep in mind here. It's got a lot of capability, there's no question, but I'm wondering about the broad appeal of the truck and the growing, more and more competitive midsize segment. And really, I'm beginning to wonder if Jeep is thinking of doing away with the Gladiator. Reason for that, I was watching the Stellantis EV Day event. It was something that was done online July 8th. And during the whole event, Gladiator wasn't even mentioned, not one. There was no video. So it worked more or less like this, right? So they're talking about going all electric, and they would cut to the various brands to go ahead and give them an opportunity to talk about electrifying their current lineups. Ram CEO Mike Koval talks about going all electric with their Ram 1500 pickup by 2024. Also talks about going all electric with their Ram ProMaster van. Right, they cut to Jeep, and so you have the Jeep CEO Christian Munier, and he's talking about electrifying the Jeep lineup, right, and more specifically going all electric with their SUV segment, right, by 2025. And that was it, SUV segment. He didn't mention their lone pickup, right, the Gladiator. So I thought for clarification, I'd reach out, to Jeep, right, because of course, right, with categorization, things can get a little fuzzy sometimes. For instance, Honda on their sales report, when they talk about trucks, they're referring to crossovers, right, SUVs, and the Ridgeline. So I reached out to Jeep on that, and they said they do consider, right, Gladiator to be mid-sized truck, right? So it's not earth-shattering news, but again, wanted to clarify that. So Munier didn't mention anything about electrifying Gladiator, right? And it wasn't shown there. And again, there was no video. This thing's like nothing. Okay, so pretty bizarre. Right, moving on. I'm thinking, okay, let's go ahead and find out if they would give me maybe a line or two about how they view Gladiator, amongst their other legacy vehicles like Wagoneer, like Grand Cherokee, right, Wrangler. And so feedback I got was as they're super excited about their second quarter sales, which they have reason to be, right? So they sold about 30,000 units. Just a little bit under that, which is like a 53% year-over-year uptick. That's impressive, okay? But you got to look at the big picture, though. So during that same time frame, we know that Wrangler sold about 69,000 units, while Grand Cherokee sold about 52,726, putting Gladiator in a distant third place. And then you got to look at the competitors, okay? So Ford Ranger during that same time frame, 34,000 units. And Ranger has not been really selling as well as Ford had hoped. Okay, so you got to consider all these things, and then you look at, say, the midsize segment, how big it's become, dominated for years by Toyota Tacoma. You got Chevy Colorado, you got GMC Canyon, you got Nissan Frontier, and now the red hot Honda Ridgeline. Okay, so sales for the first 6 months of 2021 have gone up 68%, right? So Honda, with their 2021 redesigned Ridgeline, looks more like a truck, less like a Pilot, is just appealing to more and more of these mid-sized buyers, okay? So there's that. But then there's also the Ford Maverick. Yes, it's classified as a compact truck, but really, you look at the size of this thing, and it's on the same scale, same size as the 2011 Ranger model year and below, right? So it's going to reel in these mid-sized truck shoppers, okay? So you've got that at work. And not questioning the capability of Gladiator. Clearly it's there. You can get it with a diesel variant, you can get it with a 6-speed manual. And like they said, right, they were appealing to that Jeep fan base. So I'm kind of wondering if that's going to be the issue here. Do they have enough fans, right, to really sell more of this truck? Things are changing, right? And we've seen this, right? So you've got the super truck segment, half-ton super truck segment really taking off. led by first, Ford Raptor, where people want not only great off-road capability, but they want those screaming fast 0 to 60 street times. Okay, so I want the best of both worlds, right? So the Ram TRX followed, and it looks like the new Tundra coming out is also going to have that same kind of capability. And Ranger Raptor. There's talk of bringing Ranger Raptor here to the U.S. So they're changing in the marketplace. And again, there's a lot more competition. And I'm thinking that Jeep is also seeing this too, because again, Stellantis EV Day, no video of Gladiator, no mention, no photos. And so they had some pretty cool stuff where they show Wrangler, the future Wrangler, going off-road, and it's driving autonomously on an off-road trail. And it's just like an obedient puppy just going on its own and going up a trail, going actually to catch up with its driver that had gone off for a hike. And I thought that is pretty cool. That looks really neat. And then, of course, it had this feature, biometric identification feature, where the driver walks up to the vehicle and the Wrangler senses, oh, this is the driver, and unlocks the vehicle. So that's pretty cool. Again, future product. That was an off-road segment, so it would have been a good opportunity to show the Gladiator, okay? But wasn't there. So, I have to really wonder about future of Gladiator. I did reach out to Jeep and I'd asked them, okay, what are the plans, say, for Gladiator concerning, say, maybe hybrid or all electric, right? So the response that I got, beyond what Jeep brand CEO Christian Munier shared during Stellantis EV Day, we have no further comment at this time. Not surprising, most of the OEMs are going to be quiet about future product. Okay, I understand that. So, in the grand scheme of things, again, I think you got a lot of capability there, obviously, with this truck, and no question about it. 6-speed manual and a lot of power, but I just don't really know if it's going to have that kind of staying power in this growing midsize segment.